Oh yeah, so I ain't finished like I thought I was. So it's now 7:41 p.m. So another thing about the videos that he confronted me about, he kept Darius, he kept repeatedly throwing that in my face about the videos that I did and trying to make me feel ashamed, and then try to tell me, it seemed like as if he wanted me to try to learn my lesson. Yeah, you don't try to do that to somebody that's older than you. Trying to make it like as if I need to learn. Like he didn't say that, but it's like the way he was acting, like as if he wanted me to learn my lesson from ever making a video about him, any videos about him again. But it seems like he has a lot of hostility and rage, and certain things I was afraid to confront him about because afraid of him flying off the handles and having a temper and stuff like that, And then he tried to make it like as if I smear campaigned him in the video. Nobody was listening to me. I got nothing but thumbs down anyway. So, and he's like, yeah, you have a large following. And, I say, yeah, the only people who are paying attention are the obsessed perks. And, they ain't going to take my side on nothing. And I know I'm telling the truth. But he wanted me to feel ashamed or guilty for exposing the truth about him. And, it seemed like he would get mad and treat me like a punching bag, And it seemed like as if he'll be mad at what he's going through with his targeting and then take it out on me. And he scapegoated and blamed me for him getting hit by a car. And it seems like, well, it's like you're not allowed to have any, like, similar experiences to other professed targets. And then if you experience the same thing they experience, they falsely say, well, you're perping me. And with that, I feel like damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, and then he did like the ex-boyfriend Alex Mendez, swearing up and down that he's different from the rest. And it's like he wants to make me fearful and afraid of speaking out against his abuse. But then narcissistic abusers, they try to tell you don't be scary or don't be scared. But then they'd be the main people to try to instill fear and act like as if when they get mad, they make it like as if they act like as if their anger is equate with God's wrath. His own sister told him that he act like he thinks he's, bigger than God. And it seemed like as if he always wants God to punish everybody and send plagues to everybody. And he's one of those narcs that's always bragging about fasting all the time and stuff like that. I thought people were supposed to keep their fasting secret. So, and about the car thing, he lied and said that, oh, I never said didn't want you with a car. Well, certain times I bring up the car thing and he would ignore the shit out of me. And other times, if, I mean, it seems like the whole situation, the whole friendship seemed like it was fake. Like as if he was fake the whole time. And it seemed like as if he got just tired of being fake and just wanted to let me know how he really was. And then everything just went sour. And I'm like, you're just as dirty as everybody else. But wanted to try to make me like as if I'm the dirty one and he's the good one. And he doesn't care how he abuses and disrespect and talk to anybody. But but it's like, as I said, it seemed like as if he tried to handle me the hardest. Like, he didn't give anybody else such treatment. People he said perped him, he's still following them. If he said that they perped him and he still like agrees with everything they say, like, you know, so if they want to say, oh, you talk about, oh, you throw people under the bus or tell all their business or whatever. No, I'm just pointing out, your hypocrisy and double standards and fakeness. But, you try to frighten and bully and intimidate. I never freaking raised my voice or yelled at you. So, I'm glad that even if nobody hear it, I'm glad to at least, I'm glad to at least do some venting somewhere. Because I know it will be like World War III with everybody turning against me. And more people to come forward and say Candy burned her bridges to people who was trying to help her. Because at first, Darius was encouraging me to go ahead and, talk about, all the abuse and talk about, everything you went through and stuff. But now, oh, I'm wrong for throwing, now he got to change the narrative. Oh, I'm wrong for throwing people under the bus. Why am I wrong for throwing perps under the bus and dragging their name through the mud? Because everything I said was true. And you want me to try to twist my story and, try to make it like as if I'm the one smear campaigning and lying on you. So I personally don't feel comfortable with being a friend to him, and I feel like I never can and never will trust him again. But it seemed like you're supposed to be another target, but you're an abusive person who just added more trauma to my life and expect me to just let go of my other past traumas and abuses. And, you're just like any other fake LA people, the fake LA people, and you come off fake nice and, being supportive, talking to me. You sound like as if you got compromised. And then using projection and falsely accusing me of being a witch. It's like, and then comparing me to your ex-wife, you did stuff like, it's like you love bombed me in the beginning. And then, had me trauma bonded with Stockholm Syndrome. I feel ashamed to even admit that. Trauma bonded with Stockholm Syndrome and traumatized by somebody that's younger than me. That feels like another version. It feels like another version of the sexual rapes that I've been through. But it's more like psychological and mental and spiritual rape. And I'm like, what about me is that toxic that you feel like you have? Oh, I'm not talking to anyone over the phone lines right now. Oh, I gotta protect my anointing. What? I mean, like as if you think you're spiritually better than me. Like I'm the damn devil. But then you smile, you still kiss the ass of your own, people who are perping you and stuff like that. And I don't perp nobody. I mean, why the hell you still like 30 years old living underneath your mama? And they're taking advantage of you. Why don't you stand up against them? But, it's like you want to talk like you think you're so smart and everything. And I know how they are with sabotaging our jobs and stuff, or force us to stay homeless and stuff like that, But, and people might be like, oh, you got nerve, or you're a hypocrite, or you got nerve to talk about him. At least he got a place to stay. Ha ha ha. You're the one who got to beg for $365 every week to stay in a motel. you know, so, I'm not even your enemy or your oppressor. But, you have turned against me and started to act a certain kind of weird. And then he tried to tell me, oh, I would never go and publicly do a video about you and air out all your dirty laundry and stuff like that, But it seemed like as if he was just, as I said, he started off love bombing me. And then eventually started to slowly but surely pull away the rug of emotional support and making like as if I deserve to be punished with just going through this targeting on my own and by myself with nobody to talk to. And then trying to make it like as if I gotta stand up and fight, and you trying to make me out to feel like a weak coward with dealing with my targeting. But because you battling against your targeting, and then he'll try to make like, oh, for the right price, if somebody intimidates you enough, you'll be the first to sell out, for the right price. Well, you even told me that you think you took a deal when you said that you were trying to get, a lawsuit together, and who the hell is the type of person who he tried to lie and say that he never said that he didn't want me driving or with the car, and telling me God doesn't want you with the car, and if he did, then he would have blessed you with a car a long time ago. But you don't have the authority to make that decision. The perps are trying to suppress us. So I felt like you were perping me with that and being hypocritical. And then a few minutes later, you said that if the weather is bad, and you're living out on the streets, if the weather is too cold and you're living out on the streets, then you said you would go get you a car. So, at certain times, he acted like a controlling, narcissistic boyfriend. Sometimes, even though we never dated or I never met him in person or whatever. But it's like, what does me, if I have a car that, I even asked him, I said, well, do you think that don't have the mental capability of driving just like everybody else think? Oh, no, I wasn't thinking that. He's like, oh, well, I was just hoping that for you to get you a permanent place first and then get a car. But it's like he ain't gonna tell somebody like Cliff you or anybody else, if he act like he has more respect for other people than he does for me, and he treat me like a rag doll or a punching bag. It's like he used my traumas against me and felt like he could treat me like a punished child also. And then he tried to say, well, I don't know how to talk to you because I don't know if I tell you certain things, then, I don't know if I tell you certain things, then, then you're going to think that I'm, that I'm being a narcissist, or that I'm, treating you like a child. Well, you do, because you ain't going to tell other people not to get a car. You ain't going to tell this person or that person not to get a car. Or you're not going to tell them, trying to dictate their life or to tell them what to do. But you just look for the opportunity to, think you can treat me like a punching bag and toy with my mind and my soul and play gaslight and manipulate and play all kinds of psychological games. And it's like you're the one who started with the betrayal. And I haven't done you anything. And you owe me a big apology for scapegoating me about getting hit by a car. And falsely accusing me of doing witchcraft on you. And I never done such a thing. As I say, I'm surprised that as smart as you think you are, I'm surprised you didn't have better discernment about me.